What's up, guys? Blade Master here, back with some more Total War Rome 2 online action. I'm fighting up against Moscow. This is an inter-Wolf clan tournament. Not tournament, this is just a regular online battle. But I've taken Arverni in this matchup, and he has taken Carthage. So it's a match between two not-so-powerful factions. I mean, they are pretty strong. They definitely have tools to counter a variety of factions, especially Arverni, because they have elite tier spears, so they can even counter the more cataphract heavy, even nomadic barbarian factions and eastern factions and stuff like that. So he has taken Carthage. On the other hand, they also have a huge variety of units, but the thing is, a lot of them are mercenary, so they are capped to a certain limit, and that kind of reduces their effectiveness in a way, because mercenary Scutari are a very nice unit, but you would want to bring at least 4 of them, but you can only bring a maximum of 3. Companions are a very nice unit, but again, they're mercenary. Actually, no, I don't even think Companions are even a good unit at this point. They need their bonus versus infantry back, otherwise they're just a really expensive unit for no reason. But potentially they could be a very good unit, but again, capped to 2. And they've got just a ton of mercenary units, which is cool. You can bring a very diverse army, but none of them are really going to be big enough in numbers to make a difference. So with Arverni, I've brought a couple of Oathsworn, and I've kept a center of 2 naked warriors. Huge risk on my part. I've also brought a couple of chosen swordsmen, I believe, or 3 chosen swordsmen, a couple of Celtic warriors up on the flanks, a total of 4 levy freemen, I believe. Yes, total of 4 levy freemen, a couple of Celtic youths on either side, and a total of 4 heavy horse. Now, Moscow, on the other hand, has brought a total of 5 Carthaginian cavalry, I believe. Yeah, I believe 4. Yeah, maybe 4 or 5, something like that. And 1 mercenary companion, 1 general and bodyguard unit, a front line of 4 Libyan hoplites, and he's going to charge in with his Carthaginian cavalry over here. This is going to be pretty bad. If he charged straight into my naked warriors, they were done. But I countercharge with my heavy horse, and I'm going to pull around just at the last second, because I don't want to charge into his shield-walled Libyan infantry. I'm instead going to charge into this unbraced Libyan infantry here, and then pull straight through it to attack one of his 2 Libyan javelin men. These units are a pretty strange choice from Moscow. And meanwhile, chasing off some of his Carthaginian cav with my levy freeman, and I still have a ton of heavy horse here. Now, he's also brought a couple of mercenary Scutari on the sides, and finally 2 late Libyan hoplites. Now, his Carthaginian cav are going to charge straight into my naked warriors. These naked dudes are done. The mercenary companion over here is also going to charge into my naked warriors, so the other naked warriors is also done. You can see they've started to take a ton of damage, and especially from this mercenary companion, those naked warriors are going to die. But my heavy horse have come in to support. My Oathsworn are also there. He's used Intimidate very, very effectively with his general, which means that I won't be able to use Second Wind and headhunt on my general, which is terrible for me. But here my Celtic youths are going to start firing into his Carthaginian cav. While he's trying to micro his units, I'm going to attack his Carthaginian cav, who are in a very advantageous position. They are going to try and attack some of my Celtic youths now. Meanwhile, my heavy horse are going to charge into his Libyan infantry. They are in shield wall, but they've attacked his Libyan javelin men, and I'm going to pull straight through to attack his general and bodyguard unit. My naked warriors have done nothing. They're just about ready to die. These naked warriors, though, even though they got charged, they haven't dropped as quickly as I would have expected. Meanwhile, my Oathsworn is going to charge into his Libyan infantry here, so those Libyan infantry are done. My chosen swordsmen should be able to destroy his mercenary Scutari. Chosen swordsmen are not the most cost-effective unit. They still are very, very good units, and they will beat mercenary Scutari. Here, this chosen swordsman is getting ganged up on by Libyan infantry. Meanwhile, his Carthaginian cav have come in for a great rear charge on my Celtic warriors. But I'm going to pull away with my levy freeman to try and attack them. But he's got an attack order with his late Libyan hoplites, so my levy freemen are dead. It's definitely not looking in my favor at this point, but I've got a good snipe on his general. They haven't killed him, but my heavy horse have still engaged them in melee. Meanwhile, my general also is dying pretty quickly because he's got some rear charges with his Carthaginian cav. His mercenary companion, even though they've got 121 kills, they've got them on naked warriors, which is a good use of them. But now these Celtic youths are just going to slaughter them. They've only got 7 men left, and my heavy horse are going to chase them off the field. My chosen swordsmen have just destroyed this flank here. His mercenary Scutari just weren't enough. He has used, no, he hasn't used Intimidate again, but now that the Intimidate ability has worn off, I'm using Relentless and Unity of the Tribes. Not really a big, it increases morale here, it increases attack. It's not really a great use. I just use a Strategist General. I thought I brought a Strategist General. But my heavy horse here, killing off the rest of his general and bodyguard unit, he hasn't microed with them well enough. He's been microing well with his Carthaginian cav on the other hand, but the more important unit, i.e. his general, has not been microed well. They are shattered. This is actually looking a pretty decisive blow and definitely a good move in my favor, I'd say. My Oathsworn the general hasn't died yet, which is good. And they are going to last for quite a bit. His Libyan infantry are going to die after my chosen swordsman. He's going to pull away with his Carthaginian cav, and I believe he's going to come in for a second rear charge. But here, the extra numbers of my infantry are just going to show his Libyan infantry just do not have the quality to stand up to Oathsworn. And coming in with some Celtic warriors to charge in is going to be great. But my Oathsworn over here, my general, despite doing a pretty decent job, the general has died, so they're going to waver. This is very, very uncertain. I don't even know who's going to win. My chosen swordsmen are going to gang up on his Libyan infantry. That's it for them. His Libyan infantry here are also wavering, so that is definitely a very decisive blow in my favor. My heavy horse are very depleted though. He still has some Carthaginian cav, but he needs to pull out with them really quickly. They are quite depleted. His Libyan infantry have done quite well, but they're just not going to be enough to stand up to the rest of my infantry, I'd say. I still have a full strength Celtic warrior here just coming in to charge. My chosen swordsmen here are going to die, but they've been able to hold off for me getting a rear charge with my heavy horse here. His Libyan infantry will probably die very quickly now. 33-32, yep. Very depleted. He does have a mercenary Scutari with 152 kills, which is brilliant. But again, just not enough. My Celtic youths have done well. I love bringing these units. Bringing two of them is definitely a very handy way to kill off either the general in a barbarian or barbarian engagement, or to just kill off the extra cavalry when you're fighting up against a more civilized faction. Chosen swordsman here doing well against Libyan infantry. I've moved up with my levy freemen so that they can just fire a javelin onto the rear of these Libyan infantry, more heavily armored ones. And now I'm going to come in for a charge onto their rear just to provide that morale debuff. And along with fighting up against against a better unit, they are probably going to waver and they're going to rout very soon. Libyan infantry here just too depleted to make much of an impact. My Celtic warriors have started to deplete because his Libyan infantry are on holiday for now, so they'll be able to hold out. Along with the extra melee attack that these Libyan infantry have, they'll probably start dying pretty quickly. He's coming in with mercenary Scutari, who've done quite well. His Carthaginian cavalry are chasing off my Celtic youths, but I've come in with a chosen swordsman with 71 units left, so those Carthaginian cavalry are probably dead. But it does definitely look in my favor now and only because of these Oathsworn, who still have 81 units left. So I believe it's going to be a Pyrrhic victory. Very, very nice battle. Good game to Moscow. Only 7 seconds left in this battle, and yeah, his mercenary Scutari are just about done. Costly victory. Very, very fun game. And bringing these naked warriors is such a risk, and most of the time it doesn't pay off. Even if you do have like heavy horse to come in and support with them, it's just not going to be enough. You'll always have like 10 or 11 units of cavalry just come in and plow into these naked warriors, even if they got countercharged by heavy horse. And even that's going to be enough because these units just do not have the armor to withstand any sort of charge. They need to be used in a very specialized role, and against a good player, most of the time they just fail. Anyways guys, that's the end of this battle. Hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more. Peace.